Boom! Hey, what's up, everybody? Mike Aguilar here from CEO Warrior. I am really excited. I already see we have some of you joined us today, and I know you're as excited as I am because now check this out. I have Jerry Hall, who is the founder, a founder of Assured Comfort, which is, let me tell you something, just a badass service company that he runs and owns. And even better than that, what I want to talk to him about today is we're going to talk about All American Teaching Academy. And we also have David Yeager here, instructor. So before we get started, let me have them introduce themselves. Jerry, why don't you introduce yourself first? Just say, this is who I am, this is what I do, and give us a little 1,000-foot view.
Yeah, so from a 1,000-foot view, I think what really makes me who I am is my commitment to delivering products to people throughout the United States and Canada at this point. Joined the military at 17, started my first AC business at 23, sold it in 1997 at the age of 37, started Assured Comfort in 2006, met Mike Aguilera in probably 2014. Mike gave me an idea of at one of his workshops, Badass Warrior Workshop, and I drawed out this added thing. I knew that I had a need to train my own people. Hell, you can't find anybody. So we had this exercise about how to make $1 million bucks. Mike, you probably don't remember, but
I remember.
All right, brother. So we drawed this out and came back, and ADA was formed. So now we're kicking it with changing lives, man. We had a kid. We had a kid to walk in today from the Atlanta area. We don't train in the Atlanta area at this point, but we had a kid that had just graduated high school to walk in and lay his money down and said he was ready. He was ready to get on life. How do you turn that down?
Yeah, no, that's really, really awesome. And before we dig into things, David Yeager, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, your background, and what you do?
I've been in this industry for over 20 years, pretty much every step that you could be into. Worked for Jerry since 2013, helped him out guiding his technicians and installers along. And when he started this school, I was pretty much who we picked to be the technical trainer.
Yeah, that's awesome. Here's what I love what you guys are doing is, there's a lot of great technical schools, but it's the same pet peeve I've had with people training business owners and everything is just like I do, skill sets are not enough. They're not enough. I mean, you could tell guys how to troubleshoot stuff, but if you don't impact their lives, which is what I love what you guys are doing, you're taking boys, you're turning them into men, right? You're showing them the way to do it. And instead of being all, jacked up because some guy that they work with tried teaching them. And I love the Lincoln Techs and this stuff, but let's be real. There's a big difference between, guys that do it. Like you guys are the real deal. You did it. You touched the stuff. You fixed the things. You know the tricks of the trade. You know how to communicate value to customers. And like when I went to vocational school, they didn't talk about treating customers a certain way. They didn't tell me how to step up and be a man. They didn't tell me how to grab and own my career. And what's up, everybody? David, what's happening? Mandy, Denise, Jeff, Scott, Michelle, what's up? Thank you, everybody, for joining us here. So, Jerry, let's talk about what you've noticed. Like, you bring in this let's just give me a name of one of the young guys that came in and probably you've seen such a change and improvement in them that you think about this at nighttime. Give me someone's name.
Well, I've got a student named Josh that is he was an electrician, was switching trades, and what he's done so far, he was in a class back in November, and he's come so far. I was actually emailing with his boss today, and he's just amazed at where he's come.
So tell me, David, where was Josh? Tell me how Josh was. He walks in his first day. Is he young? Is he confused? Is he not skilled? Like, give me a little bit about, so myself and everybody here understands who Josh was.
Well, he was an electrician. He had a basic knowledge. You know, he was a pretty good electrician, but he never put his hands on air conditioning equipment at all. And that's what he was looking to get into. And he was very, set back at first and nervous to get into it. And between Jerry and myself, we made him comfortable with it. We showed him what he could do and got him comfortable and built his confidence up. And he's he's probably one of the students that I talk to most. He's very excited to tell me what he's done and how far he's come. And it's exciting to see that from my point of view, to see my students actually, excel in the field. It's really nice.
Yeah. Now, David, is he at his job now that he's at his career? Is he actually working on heating and air conditioning right now?
Yeah, every day.
Oh yeah, he's turning wrenches. We got several of them turning wrenches. We had this one kid, and I'm not going to mention his name. He had been in trouble for a number of years, and he came through the class, and I spent a lot of time with this kid, looking for somebody that just was not there. And so when he went back to his company, he actually walked off the job 3 weeks later and went home for a couple of hours, came back to the owner and apologized for doing that and let the owner know that it would never happen again. And the owner called me and said that was thanks to my life skills, that the time that I invested in him. So for this kid to have been through 5 years of hell, basically, and to tell me that that I was able to change his way of dealing with stress was probably my most rewarding point so far. A lot of the kids that come through, we teach them, you got to give up. You got to give up stuff if you want to bring more stuff into your life. You can't, I probably shouldn't say this, but what the hell, right? Michael Vick, let's look at Michael Vick. Michael Vick had a $100 million contract to play football for the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Vick had a problem with fighting dogs. And people fight dogs in West Georgia every night. Let's just face it, okay? They do. They fight dogs out here. Yeah. Well, Michael Vick had to go to jail for 3 years. Michael Vick could not leave his old friends behind him. And that's what got him into this trouble. And so now he's changed his life, of course, and he's doing some really good things. But, we talked to them about, look, you got to give it up. I mean, you got to give up and make room for new stuff. Yeah. And seems to be going pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about, and first off, what I love about what you guys are doing, let's face it, some of us think, Jerry and David, that, and you guys know that are listening, I had a $30 million company I built. So when they say that they're training people, I'm like, man, that would have saved me a lot. Because here's the deal. Who in a company, growing a company, has time to train their own people? None of you do. Nobody has time to train their people. It's you think you're training them, but then a bunch of jobs come in, and what do? You throw the guy out there, right? Or you're slow and you're like, oh, I'm going to train him, but now your head's not in the game. And what I love about what you're doing, guys, is that not only are you training them, you're taking this guy, this boy or this girl, you teach them, you show them the way, you give them the world of history you have them hands-on, life skills, challenging themselves. And then you send them back to a company. And now it's kind of like you had a baby born and he came back and now he's already an adult, knows how to behave, knows how to not get hurt, knows how to treat people and customers. I mean, that's an amazing world for what you guys are doing. Tell me a little bit about the training. Someone comes in, how long are they there with you? What's a day look like?
So it's 2 parts. So I get them on Sunday night and we have dinner, and then so let me back up. Before class even starts, we do a Wonderlic profile on them, and we understand what to be looking for. And so while class is going on, I'm coaching on this. But we bring them in on Sunday night. I have dinner with them. We give them a board, and we start talking about letting go of the issues of the past, forgiving yourself first, and then forgiving the ones that you need to forgive. Because at the end of the day, it's really all about you and you having a clear mind and a clear focus moving forward in your life. So we'll have that really deep conversation about that, and we'll do a board break. So we'll set the damn board on fire. We'll break the board, throw it into a baggie, and save it. Then David gets them on Monday morning, and
we go 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. We start out Monday. We'll just go through. We start out Monday on airflow. We work through airflow and how important that is to the system. To me, that's something that a lot of people don't think about when we're talking about heating and air, although it is very important. We go through airflow and the importance and how to check different things out. We move from that into the refrigeration cycle on Tuesday. Get into electrical that afternoon. Or no, Wednesday morning we get into electrical, and then into combustion. Thursday, just do a wrap up of everything that we've got going on. Give an exam Thursday afternoon, and then Friday we do EPA testing Friday morning, and then maintenance. Pretty much work ourselves through a complete heating and cooling maintenance in the lab. And Friday afternoon set for any questions, anything that they might have thought about that comes up to them. So we try to make them as comfortable as possible doing things that they haven't done before. I'd say about 80% of the class is hands-on. So we'll talk about it for a couple of minutes and we jump right into doing it. And to me, it really makes a difference. We also, I incorporate a lot of my history, both with Jerry and prior, into how to deal with customers, how to bring things to their attention, how to make sure that it's something that we're not scaring a customer, but we're getting them involved so they understand what's going on. And
so his course is based around residential maintenance. So as I'm teaching at night, so I'll come in on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and from 5:30 till 8, I'm teaching more life skills. So getting back to Sunday night, Mike, I kind of bounced. I will bring them up to a room, and as you did with me the first time I met you, and ask them a few questions. And that will help me throughout the week as I'm coaching them and teaching them. When I get them back on Monday night, we start talking about why people think the way they think, how to deal with stress. And there's a lot of journaling that's going on while we're doing this. And it really turns into a brotherhood at some point on Monday. We'll take them out to the warehouse and we'll do the red solo cup. We had 47 minutes. We had a kid sweating in 50-degree air.
Nice.
That was fun. And I continue to push them through on Monday into really thinking about what has to change. What has to change. Tuesday, we get a little bit more into the turnarounds, what I call it, and what is their expectations to their company when they get back. And I really press upon them to give that company all they have for at least 24 months, if not longer. They owe it to that company. You get some of them that you really have to fight with for change, especially the ones that were in law enforcement in the past. Those are the hard ones. But we do. We get them committed to going back to that company, and to put an expectation upon themselves to be a leader, to keep the trucks organized on, we call it sharpen and saw on Sunday, get ready for that following week. And it just goes on and on and on and on. And, being a technician myself, I communicate very well with these people.
Yeah.
Now we've got a group of engineers coming in, I don't know about that, but we'll see how that goes. Wednesday, we really get into how to present yourself in a home, and how to communicate effectively with the clients, how to set your backpack up so that your hands are free and you can have the freedom to communicate with your client rather than carrying a tool bag in. How to build your own personal brag book. Everybody is given the supplies of how you should go back, take pictures of your families, of your certificates, of everything that you've done positive in life, of your 5-star reviews that has your name in it. So we teach them how to build an ass-kicking brag book as well. And then we go on for a while longer, and we get really excited about everything, and we go out and we burn the damn boards. So we burn those damn boards, and we reflect upon the change that's happened that week.
Which they've never, look, and I don't know about you guys, but most tradespeople, same thing. We were brought up by either trades families. I always say, vocational school was everybody who wasn't cut for college, right? So these guys weren't taught vocational school. They weren't teaching me how to be the best communicator. It was almost going to jail. They were just trying to keep you alive till you graduated and hope you get out of there. I remember vocational school was, half of the kids were doing drugs and fighting and stuff. So these guys, they weren't teaching communication, or they weren't teaching how to believe in a career, and they weren't teaching about future goals. And that's what I love about what you're doing. You're bringing them in and you're saying, look, let's throw it down on the table here. Let's look at our bullshit and let's burn it. Let's break through it. Let's burn it. Let's get rid of the past. Forget about what your wife said, the dog said, your girlfriend said, the neighbor said, and let's go for it. And then what I hear you saying, and what David said, which I love, is, then we're teaching you the skill sets after that. We're teaching you, how to really work on a unit, and then safety of it and troubleshooting of it. And then even better than that, I'm going to show you how to present yourself to the customer. Brag book, like these guys they're just trying to survive. They don't even know how to be humble, and humble to themselves so that they can appreciate and actually brag about themselves. Because you can't brag to someone else if you can't brag a little bit about yourself. You could brag and not be an ego guy. So I love that I'm hearing that. And then you're sending them back, and they're excited to go back to their boss. They're excited to go and execute on their learning. They're excited to tell you their wins. So this thing is 5 days long, right?
Right.
Starting Sunday night, right? Welcome to the Brotherhood Tribe. You don't hear that stuff today out in training and stuff. It's all like, you guys are saying, welcome to the Brotherhood Tribe. And then you're going through this and you're like, you're part of the All-American Technician Academy family now. And we're going to dig and fight together and learn together. And then they graduate when? Friday night?
Well, I'll go over Friday at lunch.
Yeah.
And we'll have the official graduation at that time. They get some badass dog tags with their names on it, badass T-shirt. And then
at this point?
I'm sorry?
Are they EPA certified at this point?
Yes.
So now you're getting that out of the way.
I've got 100% pass ratio so far, so
boom,
we're keeping it rolling. That's right.
So now the guy is trained in his mind, trained how to really probably be a little more sophisticated than he was, trained in theory, trained in application, trained in delivery of value to a customer, trained in the whole aspect, EPA certified, goes back, and everybody that's on here right now is saying, holy crap, like, can you just find people, train them, and send them to me? right? And yeah, for $100,000 we can, right? Yeah, for $100,000 we could do that because, I mean, let's be real, everybody. Why do you invest in a training program and sending your guys out? Well, first off, you got to, if you don't, and I hope everybody listens to what I'm saying here, and I know it's stuff that Jerry has shared before, like, if you don't invest in your people will not invest in you, period. Like, when you invest in your people, they will, it's natural human behavior for them to want to invest 10 times back to you because they're so appreciative of you sending them to training to come back. You're changing their lives. Now you get them in a company, a guy who might in the next year bring in 400,000, 500,000, might turn over leads. That could be what? That could be 400,000 or 500,000. You know, this is a game changer, what you guys are doing. Let's go back to you, David, a minute. If you were to say, Mike, one of the competitive advantages here about what we do, above anything else that you would see in the world, what would you say is a competitive advantage for you as an instructor there?
Well, there's two really. I've been through a lot of schools and a lot of training myself through the years. And one thing that I think sets us apart is that we don't just teach people how to do things, we explain why we're doing it in a certain way. And what that does, what I found is that it keeps people from cutting corners. I mean, if guys don't know the importance of a step, they'll cut it out. With this, we explain why they're doing it and they don't cut it out because they understand the importance of it. The second thing is just bringing our experience into it and how we've related with customers. I was very successful working with Jerry and
Tell them about the cell phone.
What's that?
They call it. How often do they call you?
Oh, I get calls all the time. We also give 90 days of tech support afterwards.
Beautiful.
So they have 90 days of field support. They can get myself. Jerry will tell you. I'll answer the phone anytime. I've taken calls well into the night. But if they need me, I'm there. And the guys really appreciate knowing that they do have that to fall back on if they get out and there's something that's holding them up. So there's a couple of things that really set us apart from that. And I think overall it's just experience and being out there and doing it. And letting them know.
And you guys run a very successful service company, and that's the difference. I mean, I always say this, I say it about you guys, I say it about myself. It's not that we did it 50 years ago. You did it last week, right? You guys are running service calls in your company today, and that's
$50,000 on installs today.
How much?
50,000.
Boom. So that's the difference. Like you're teaching them the skill sets that are proven. And look, I love everybody that's helping the industry. I love all trade schools and stuff. But the reality is, let's face it, what they used to teach 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, even 2 years ago, right? I mean, David, it's late. That's old school. Old school's for a reason. It's old school. It's new school days, right? Things like the things taught, your furnace talks to you. It can almost make you coffee today. It beeps, it burps. The thermostat send you messages. Pretty soon, the thermostat will be saying it loves you and stuff. Like, this is a new world, and you guys are cutting edge in the new world, teaching people. So I love this. So for people that are watching here, yeah, awesome, Greg. Thanks for joining us today. And there's a lot to think about. And I would say a couple things. One, if you have people in your company, if you're not investing in them, and I hope it's okay. Jerry, can I share something with some people, even though it might ruffle their feathers a little bit? Is that cool?
Go for it.
All right, cool. All right, buddy. So here's the deal. My recruiting strategy was always pretty easy. If you're at a company that's not investing in you, leave and go to a company that invests in people. Like, I didn't need a lot of fancy stuff. So the goal is, if you want to keep people and you want to grow people, stop going out there and looking for these A players. And why don't you be someone who invests in not only our future today, and a lot of people that need a chance, a lot of people, why don't you invest in your people? I had 200 employees last year, and they come and visit me here all the time. And I know they would die for me, most of these, because I've died and I've invested everything in them. You know what I mean? So if you're going to invest in your people to do the very best work, and you want to create loyalty, and I'm sure these guys, I'm sure David sees it, send them to the training. Now, look, these guys are going to want to make sure you're sending people who kind of want to go and that you believe in them, because, you know, it's one thing to train them. And I would probably say, Jerry's amazing at training the guys. And I would say I'm pretty darn good at training the owner to learn how you better send your guys to get damn near training. Because if we get, and Jerry, you know, you've been in this longer than me. And David, you're in it a long time. Have you guys noticed that the industry, the last 10 years, like the men that run it, the men that work it, that like, it seems like, it's probably just my own opinion, so you don't have to grant it, it's become a little weak out there lately. Like, it hasn't become men. And I've been on this rant a little bit. So what I love about what you guys are doing is you're turning boys, and I don't know if you had women yet, but boys and girls into men and women. And we got to get this industry, all of us, stronger. And we need to get it powerful. And we need to get everybody step up, because, you know, I don't think we're appreciated. And that's what Jerry's doing. He's helping guys understand that they deserve it. And there is a career. I mean, Jerry, I don't know about you and David, but, you know, Rob was up here. He was up in our building. He was up in the scissor lift, and he started wiring stuff. And we talked a couple minutes and said, you know, this industry, I love this industry. I love the trade industry. This thing has given me financial freedom in a life that I would never rewind time. And I'm wondering, why did you guys talk about, and Jerry, why don't you say, for what does this industry just mean to you as a whole? Because I think it's good for them to get the passion of why, and all of you should know something. Jerry's like me, and he's doing this because he wants to do it. He doesn't have to do it. He does it because he wants to do it. Jerry already has a successful business. It's just like me selling my $30 million business. We're in the legacy stage where we're not okay just watching people not be trained. He's not okay with that. We're not okay watching weakness happen in an industry anymore. There needs to be warriors, Spartans, people that are going to go out there and say, we will get the trade back to strong, focused men and powerful people. So, Jerry, tell me a little bit about your passion for the industry.
Well, you know, there's a few things that I will fight for. You know, first of all, my family and my employees and my team here, and then comes the industry. Yeah. I mean, hell, if we don't protect this industry, then it's just not a very pretty picture. I mean, I feel like it's going to be problematic. It's going to go very corporate, and I'm getting off topic a little bit about how I feel about it 3 to 5 years from now. But everybody out here that's not growing, you need to step up and grow your business and hire people and support independent business owners. And I'll just kind of leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree. And David, why don't you share a little bit about what makes you so passionate about this industry and just helping people that come to you. And I know both of you guys, you share your heart, and this is what you guys want to know. There's a lot of great companies. They're just money transaction people. And then there's people. There's people and there's out there that deliver their heart and soul into everything they're doing. That's what you're getting right here with David, with Jerry's. You're getting people that are so passionate. They're delivering their heart and soul to people to change their lives for forever. So, David, what makes you so passionate about this industry?
Well, Mike, I mean, I don't know where you're at, but we see it a lot here. You know, there's a lot of pickups riding around with a set of gauges in the back window and bottles of refrigerant rolling around in the bed. And those people go out and they give us a bad name. I mean, we've called a bad rap for years because of situations, you know, people going out like that. These Craigslist HVAC guys. Yeah. And, you know, I hate it. It makes it hard for you to tell people what you do. So, you know, we want to knock those guys out of the game and show customers what they can expect from a good service company. You know, and that's what we're kicking out are good maintenance technicians that are turning into good service technicians and putting us back where we need to be and giving us that, I don't know what the word is, but, you know, just
spark.
Yeah, the spark.
Yeah. And the
professionalism.
Right? This professionalism in an industry that's gotten a little jacked up the last 20 years, to tell you the truth. And it's become more of an industry of trying to sell people and just and sell people high prices without doing the very best work. You know, it's a little crazed up, but I'm glad that you guys are in the fight to serve people, serve companies, and also the fight against this, like Jerry said, like, you know, people are out there. They have great people probably in their warehouse. There's young kids looking for an opportunity, lifetime, and you're spending $10, $15, $20,000 trying to recruit people all over the place and take them from other companies. When you're looking at people, if you just invested in them, you would have amazing people that learned your way from great people. And what a better place for a company. So Jerry, so I know we got a lot of people on here, and a lot of people are going to watch this video because it's going to be shared all over. Somebody has somebody they're interested in, and as they're thinking right now, they're like, okay, I got it. Let me get my guy out there. Let me invest in him so he never leaves. Let me get him ready so success. Let me get him back so he could serve my customers. Let me get him. So there's a lot of people that are thinking about this right now to get people. How do they get in touch with you? And what is the next dates that you have room? And guys, only if Jerry could squeeze you in. So I'm telling you, like, if you're thinking about this, and you guys know my videos, they go from 100 people on it to 500 or 800 people watching. If you want to get into whatever, I don't know the dates Jerry's saying, I tell you, stop the procrastination game, because procrastination, that ain't getting you nowhere. So Jerry, when's the next one that if they take action on now, they can give you a call and get locked in?
I want to turn that over to David, but give me just another 1 minute here, okay? So I just got back from a Linux focus group, and these are large companies. So after the Q&A was over, we had 8 of us sitting around, and guess what? 7 of them's number one complaint was finding qualified people. And it's not rocket science. Go to your supply house, go to your vendor, hey, and ask them, hey, would you mind giving me half of a piece of a system or a system? Let me go sell it at retail, and you can cover your costs for the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
So David, go ahead and take over.
Go to get some, ask them if they'll apply any co-op dollars or something.
Exactly.
Ask your vendors you're dealing with if they'll sponsor one of your guys. Matter of fact, you could have your guys that work for you ask if somebody wants to sponsor them. And I'll tell you what, if you're a strong culture, your culture will probably sponsor them too. There's a lot of ways to do this. David, please share.
All right, so our next class is May 20th. And we've got seats filling up fast in there. I think we still have like 5 more spots open in that May 20th class. If you want more information, you can email info@aatausa.com, or you can call 770-858-7802. And we've got Kayla who will answer that phone, and she'll take care of you and give you all the information you need.
All right, give me the phone number. I'm going to type it in here real quick. What's the number?
The number is 770-858-7802.
All right, here's the number, everybody. I put it up there. And who are they going to ask for?
Kayla will answer the phone.
Kayla's going to answer. So everybody write down this number right now if you're watching this, so that you could send some guys out, get them trained, get them doing it the real way, the way it should be done. Let's get boys back to being men. Let's change the industry together. Send them over to these guys. Let the All-American Technician Academy dial them in, change their life, get them focused, send them back to you so you could grow your company, so you could serve your communities, so you could serve your employees to the highest level. Jerry, I'd like to thank you for being on today. David, I want to thank both of you for what you're doing. You're making a difference in the industry. That means the world to me. I'm proud of both of you for changing people's lives. And I look forward, everybody on here, do me a favor, reach out now if you're going to send somebody. Invest in your people today before somebody around the corner chooses to invest in them and then you got nobody. So don't be left alone. Send them over to these guys. Thank you, guys. I appreciate both of you. Have an amazing day. Boom.
Thanks,
Well,
Mike.